let's start. I will talk about the mineral resource strategy or mineral-based strategy of the NMMC. Next slide, please. A little bit of a history, just for everyone to understand that we call it NKMK, while in English is NMMC. Anyway, it's a Navoi mining and metallurgical company. It was founded in '58 as a uranium company. It just happened then, nearly the same year, the biggest gold deposit, Murundau, has been discovered. And the company has proceeded working as uranium and gold mining company, together with also some phosphate mining company. And until 2021, the structure of the company was like this. So the first processing plant, which was uranium processing plant, has been started in '64, and the first gold plant has been started in '67. Not until '95 any new plants has been started. So the refractory plant GMZ3 has been started in '95, and then the next speed up was in '97 when the low-grade material started being processed with new Manzarov-Shan by using heap leaching. And from 2010 we have another 3 plants which were started, which is GMZ4, 7 and 5. So what I want to show here, originally NMMC has been started as a big uranium and gold mining company, and only in 2021 there was a big split when Navoi was reconstructed into the joint stock company, and uranium and gold and all other assets has been split. So now from 2021 NMMC is just a gold and silver mining company. Next slide, please. This is not a very simple map, and it doesn't look as well as I actually created it. But anyway, this is the map showing the position of the main assets of the company. I will start from north to south. In the north, you're near the city of Uchkuduk, which many people know as the uranium city. Now it's no longer anymore a uranium city, it's a gold city, Uchkuduk. There is a GMZ, geometallurgical plant number 3, which was started many years ago. It is built for processing refractory ore using the bio-leaching technology. It is quite a big one. It's processing 8 million tons of ore. And the total mineral resources, do not confuse it with ore reserves, mineral resources of that cluster, I will call it a cluster, is 6.4 million ounces. If we go further to the north, we are seeing our biggest cluster, which is called Zaravshan cluster or Murundau cluster. Here we have 3 processing plants. One is the biggest GMZ2, which with the production of 50 million tons of ore, and the total resources is 127 million ounces. And this is, you would guess, this is mostly Murundau deposit with some surrounding deposits. This is non-refractory ore, very good ore, and this is the main asset of the company. Together with processing the main ore, there is a GMZ7, which is processing, you would be surprised, but the tailings of the heap leaching. The tailings of the historical heap leach, and with the production of the 16 million tons of ore per year. And we also have a heap leach. We still proceed with a classical heap leach of low-grade material with the production of the 11 million tons of ore per year. Nearby, there is a plant, GMZ5. It's a new plant. It is built to process both refractory and non-refractory ore, not all together, splitting them. So one part of the plant is working with refractory, another part is working with a non-refractory ore. The total production is 5 million tons of ore per year, and the resources at this moment is 5.6 million ounces. Then we have a very small one, GMZ1. I wouldn't pay too much attention to it. We inherited that from uranium, from the uranium processing. It is just 1 billion tons of ore, and it's just processing small deposits. And then we have a GMZ4, which is the cluster, our biggest underground cluster, a non-refractory ore processing 2 million tons of ore at the GMZ4, and the total resources is 10 million ounces. So this is the whole picture of the main assets of the NMMC. There are some smaller ones, but I wouldn't pay just too much attention to them. Next slide, please. The total mineral resources, part of them has passed the audit, some of them just is in internal review. Mineral resources contain ore reserves. So you can see that the mineral resource base is quite huge. Altogether, it's about more than 150 million ounces of gold, while the ore reserve is not so big. At this moment, we are evaluating it as being around 40 million tons of ore. This is at the 1st of January 2020. Also, if evaluated for the main assets, not including the smaller deposits. This is where we are starting now at this moment. Next slide, please. So what is our strategy? From the previous slide, this dictates our strategy on how we see to develop our resource base. Of course, we are starting from the geology and exploration. So we are doing an extensive confirmational drilling program and re-drilling program in order to confirm the resources we have, in order to increase the quality of the estimation we have. We are going through 3D modeling, so we are implementing the 3D modeling techniques, of course, in order to perform the resource estimation and planning to pass all the independent audits to confirm the mineral resources. Our aim is not only just to confirm, but also to extend the existing deposits. So we also have an extensive exploration program, but I will talk about it later. So that's this slide. Next slide, please. Of course, I mentioned this to you, and you also saw that we are having a big difference between ore reserves and mineral resources. This is due to the fact that not the full set of studies in all the discipline requires has been carried out to the level required. So we are now going through the very big program of the geometallurgical study of all of our assets, and especially, of course, of our main Muruntau asset. So this is in order to justify the pit slopes, in order to justify the mining method, if we are talking about the underground. So all of our mines by the end of next year should go through that geomechanical study. Next slide, please. After we finish the geomechanics and potentially hydrogeology for some of the assets, we will be proceeding to the ore reserve re-estimation. So for that, we are hoping that the amount of the indicated and measured resources will increase. We will be able to start the pre-feasibility studies or the process of re-estimation of ore reserves in order to show to the whole world that the ore reserves of the NMMC is also quite impressive. That's it. Let's go to the next slide. We are very much evaluating also the potential of the low-grade material, as I showed you on the second slide, where we were processing the low-grade material using heap leaching. We were reprocessing of the heap leach tailings, historical ones, using the GMSL7. We also want to evaluate extra potential of the low-grade material, which we are mining at this moment, and stockpiling, and hoping to involve that into processing using potentially the new plants or other facilities. Next slide, please. And of course, we have a very aggressive exploration strategy. We are very well positioned in the center of one of the biggest gold province, which is called Kizilkum province, and we own several world-class deposits. It's not only Muruntau. I would call the world-class deposits like Kokpatas and Daugistau. These are very big, serious deposits, and we are planning to perform a very aggressive exploration in the vicinity of these deposits. Not only these, but all the others in the vicinity of the biggest deposits, going to deeper horizons and flanks. Also to perform evaluation at the strike of the deposits and looking for new areas, so prospecting exploration. We are targeting our expenditures for exploration being about 2% of the revenue. Next slide, please. This is the map. This is the map of the part of the Uzbekistan, where all of the assets of NMMC are shown again. And these blue lines, these are the areas of interest of NMMC. This is the areas which are now becoming the part of NMMC strategy. And these are the areas where we're going to run all of our aggressive exploration, starting from north to south. And you can see this is all around or adjusted to the current existing processing plants. While I was talking about them on the previous slide, I haven't mentioned the Gemazet, we call it Gemazet 6 plant. This is our new deposit, which we are planning to start mining this year. And of course, while we haven't informed officially or publicly too much about it, we are still planning to do a very extensive exploration program around this cluster as well. Next slide, please. This is my last slide. I think I'm exactly well positioned to finish that within 10 minutes. What we are planning to do in order to honor that aggressive plan for exploration. So first of all, we're going to collection and analysis of the regional and local geological information. This information has been made available to us now, so we can start doing that just from now. We are planning to go through the target generation process based on the information we have. Of course, based on that, we will delete the targets for extensive exploration. We are planning to go into the more complicated areas situated under the Mesocainozoic cover, so blind areas along the potential structures to see and looking for new deposits. And of course, exploring on flanks and deep horizons, as I mentioned before. And also, as I mentioned before, exploring at the vicinity of the existing deposits. I think this is the last slide. Here it is. Quickly, our strategy.
Thank you, Luba.